one certification and proof your systems are secure. We're a local team that works side by including him. I'll have a lot more to say about it once it is final, if it does become final, and I'll discuss the details at that point. But we are in negotiations. We're hopeful that we close something here in the next several hours, but nothing's final right yet. So, like I said, I'll have an update for you guys maybe as soon as tomorrow when there's resolution. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's do it live at the 26th Annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournaments presented by ServPro in association with Kimberly-Clark Professionals, Legends, and University Hospitals at Firestone Country Club. As you heard just this there from our general manager, Andrew Barry, as we do it live, there is news afoot, and it is big news, the biggest type of news that you can possibly have. Reportedly, the full trade terms per ESPN sources and others as well. The Rams are going to receive All-Pro, two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett in compensation. Your Cleveland Browns receive Jared Verse, one of the bright young defensive players in all of the National Football League, a 2027 first, a 28 second, and a 29 third. It's a different tone on the hello today, buddy. Good to see you.
Hello. I was just out there minding my own business, playing a little golf out here at the historic Firestone Country Club. But yeah, this has been the news of the day. It was kind of surreal. So I was playing with some of the good fine folks from Huntington Bank and J.W. Johnson, and we pull up to our first tee, which was number 12 here, the par 3.
Yeah.
I was like, so let's just get the elephant in the room. Let's get it out of the way right here. He's like, yeah, so we traded Myles Garrett. This is what we're getting. Yeah, kind of surprising, but also not. I mean, I think when you go back to the point of when that adjustment was made to his contract, the only reason that adjustment would be made to his contract was so that he would be tradable post June 1st. And so that started the speculation at that point. I appreciate the fact that this isn't something we're going to be speculating about all off-season or all in-season. And, you say goodbye to a Mount Rushmore Cleveland player and certainly a first ballot, Hall of Famer, Gold Jacket, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. You bring back, and I'll tell you this, and I know this, the Browns would not have done this trade just for picks.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered if it was 2-1s, 3-1s. It didn't matter. What they felt that they needed to get was a young, established star. And the Browns will now have on their defense the 2024 Defensive Rookie of the Year in Jared Verse, who's a 2-time Pro Bowler in his 2 seasons in the NFL, and also a 2025 Defensive Rookie of the Year in Carson Schlesinger. So you've got the best 2 young defensive players in the league now.
Right.
You pick up a 1, a 2, and a 3. From a salary cap standpoint, you're going to be saving. Remember, Jared Verse is going into his 3rd season on a rookie contract. You're going to be saving close to $30 million a year per year over the next couple of seasons that will allow you to bring in some more supreme talent to this roster. There is no doubt, and I'm not. This is not a disrespect to Jared Verse. The Browns are not a better football team today than they were yesterday because there is only one Myles Garrett. Mm-hmm. The Cleveland Browns have the potential now to become a better football team soon, very soon. As soon, going into 27. Now, Jared Verse is. That's nothing to sneeze at. So if you're looking at our defense, say we lose Myles. Yes, he is the best player in the league, no doubt. Jared Verse is a Pro Bowler every year he's been there, and so Jared Verse now becomes a centerpiece of your edge position room, and that's a pretty good centerpiece. He does not yet have the sack numbers that Myles had, and there are a variety of reasons for that, but I think in this defense, obviously, he can get those up, but around the quarterback all the time, plays the run tremendously well, incredibly disruptive, plays behind the line of scrimmage. That's why he's back-to-back Pro Bowler and was a Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's hard to have somebody like Myles Garrett go. It's kind of something that you felt was inevitable. If you go back to 2 years ago when he's at the Super Bowl prior to last season.
I think there's two kind of things that we have to be mindful of here. I think there is people who are plugged in the league, you and I in the building every day, and kind of are realities of this. And then I also think there is Joe Browns fan out there who probably assumed that once that deal and that extension was done and we had the press conference and all of that, well, Myles Garrett is Joe Thomas. And he's going to play his entire career in one jersey, and you just assume that's the way that it goes. Now, the difference here was the contract change that happened this year, and that is when I think it became a little bit more real. But I do think that there are for sure. Let me just finish this real quick. He's prominently featured in our building. He was the face of the franchise. He is all of those things, and so I think that there is some of the business of the NFL that becomes inevitable that I think for Joe Browns fan, maybe you weren't quite aware of all that was swirling around all of this.
I think that's fair, and I like the point that you made there. I'd say I think the biggest difference between Myles and Joe Thomas is that Joe Thomas wanted to do that. Mm-hmm. I don't think Myles Garrett necessarily wanted to do that, and we saw that prior to the 2025 season when he was actively kind of campaigning at the Super Bowl to get traded.
Absolutely.
And he wants to play for Super Bowl. And let me tell you something. That's his right. That's his right. And he is that great, and he's from an individual standpoint, there's not a whole lot more for him to accomplish. He is 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He is, the Cleveland Browns franchise leader in sacks. He's the single-season sack leader. He's got more consecutive seasons with 10 sacks than anybody. He's got more consecutive seasons, I think, with 14 sacks than anybody. He got more sacks than anybody before his 30th birthday. I mean, he is singularly great, and he felt like he wanted to play for a championship. Remember, Myles Garrett had a no-trade clause. Mm-hmm. So Myles Garrett could only be traded if Myles Garrett wanted to be traded. He waived that for the Rams and that's going to still be in his contract with the Rams. The Rams are not going to be able to trade him unless he waives it for them at a future date. But to me, that's a big part of this. And I think for the Browns, people would say, okay, they've given up on the season. That's not true.
No.
Not at all.
No.
If the Browns had traded for nothing but picks, and that's why they would never do that, there's no potential immediate get back. Now you're getting back a young star, a proven player in the NFL, as well as the first, the second, and the third. We're getting live reaction right here from around the as we're near the golf course right now. But it's one of those. It's tough. He is great. But now from the Browns standpoint, you have to look forward and you say, okay, we got a young guy, and this is another part of it. Jared Verse is known in LA as a locker room leader, as an alpha dog.
Yep.
And I think
Need
that's
'em.
something on a young team that you need that here. And so you get that, you get the picks. Again, the picks we don't – yes, you talk about it because it makes a trade complete, but we're talking about the 2026 Cleveland Browns. Jared Verse is one of your starting defensive ends now. Myles Garrett will be with the Rams. And Verse, as I said, very productive in his 2 seasons, Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. And last year, Pro Bowler again for the second straight season is kind of a cornerstone of that very, very good Rams defense. It's a tough day. This is a tough day. And, we went and talked.
It's both, right?
It's both.
I think it's both.
Yes.
It's both. It's mixed. I mean,
100%.
Yeah, it's mixed. And then ideally, as AB said there, all of this doesn't happen while we're at the golf outing. I mean, in an ideal world, because, this is about the foundation. Normally have, a ball on this thing. We playing, is it on, is it off, all of those things. And this is going to be a very different tone here because this is one of the biggest transactions in the history of the Cleveland Browns. I think you can make a straightforward argument that Myles is the best defensive player to ever play here. He is going to walk straight into Canton with a gold jacket. He's done that already. If he stopped now, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And so there is gravity to that. I think let's tackle the compensation piece of it. And we've talked a lot about Verse and the first and a potential. I guess it's reportedly a 2 and 28,
3 and 29,
and a 3 and 29
That's right.
is reported. What's out there?
That's correct.
None of this can become official, by the way, folks, until 4:00. So that's when you'll be seeing this stuff official, if indeed, in fact, it is official. But I think a lot of thing that you hear about this and this is why I think it's kind of a push and pull on where you feel about it as from a Browns fan perspective, because on one hand you're saying, my goodness, you're losing the best defensive player to ever play here,
maybe to ever play.
He's on that path. I mean,
he could end up in the conversation.
Makes you wonder, as an aside, if maybe this would entice Aaron Donald to give it one more run and play alongside Myles in LA. He certainly looks like he's
in shape.
In shape for it, brother. But just from that perspective, from the Myles perspective, you think about what the get is, and then you say, well, hold on a second. And I think this is something that really needs to be sunk in for folks. A lot of people say, well, hold on a second. The Cowboys got 3 ones from Micah Parsons. Myles is better than Micah. When they traded Micah, he was 26. Myles is 30. Let's not pretend that those 4 years aren't a part of that equation. The other part of that equation is, for the people saying, well, we needed multiple first-round picks, you got 2.
Yeah, that's right.
You got 2. And you know what Jared Verse is? Better than a 1 in that no matter who we pick in next year's draft, you'd be doing cartwheels if they're as good as Jared Verse.
Absolutely.
This dude is delivered. You mentioned Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2024, 2-time All-Pro already, not All-Pro, Pro Bowl in his first 2 seasons in the league. So you're getting better than a 1. You're getting a 25-year-old who has already proven it. You don't have to do like what we do with all the rookies when we draft them and say, well, we hope it translates, or it should be there. It feels like a good pick. We know he's a good pick. He's done it at the NFL level. So from the compensation standpoint, I think that part's important.
Yeah, 25 years old, 6'4", 265, and he's been an outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense. I think he's better suited his body type certainly for a 4-3 defensive end, which is what he'll be in this one. And I go back to it. That is why is so important that the Browns got Jared Verse. They're not doing this without getting Jared Verse. I want to stress that. I know this. This is not scores, is not speculation. I know this. Jared Verse was the key portion of this deal from the Cleveland Browns standpoint, and they would not do it without him. So they feel like we got a young stud. You talk about the financial savings from a contract standpoint because you got a guy on his rookie deal there. And then, as you see, our head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Todd Monken, going by. Hey, what's going on, Coach?
I got big hugs.
Yeah, he loves you.
No, but because he was surprised that I existed.
Yeah, he was back.
Look at those legends.
He's happy that you're back.
Yeah, he was excited that I existed. Apparently, he needed proof of life on me,
which is good,
which is exciting. So there's the compensation part of it, and continue.
Jared Verse is the linchpin of this deal from the Cleveland Browns' perspective. They were never going to trade Myles Garrett solely for picks, and I'm going back to the Parsons deal. In my mind, and maybe there was Kenny Clark. I thought it was Kenny Clark in 2 ones. I could be wrong. Could be 3.
You could. Let me pull it. Let me grab it.
And Kenny Clark at the time.
I have it right here.
Yeah, pull it up. What was it?
All right. The Cowboys trade request. Kenny Clark, the Cowboys turned, let's see, they had picks. Why can I not? The 4-year age difference is real, though.
For sure. And I just want to make one other – it's very real. And Verse is a very, very young man.
It's just 2 ones.
Two ones and Clark.
3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark, and
who
then
was
2 ones, 26 and 27-1.
And Kenny Clark's 30, so he's
Yeah.
29 at the time of that. So
Yeah.
it's a little different. So from a Brown standpoint, you're getting the 2 ones are Verse and a 1.
Yep.
And to me, I'll be honest with you, Jared Verse is a proven Pro Bowl commodity at the age of 25 is more valuable to me than an unknown first-round pick. That's
I couldn't
me.
agree with you more.
Me.
Dude, how many ones have we had that you want them to develop? Can you imagine if every one was a Pro Bowler? He's already that.
Right.
This is better than that.
Yes.
It's better than a
So
first
to
round
me,
pick.
that's better
And by
than
the way,
the
it's
one.
the Rams, so they're going to be picking 28.
Low
So,
anyway.
give me the guy.
And what I like about it is the 2 is in 28.
This is big brain
And
you.
the 3 is in 29. I don't know what I'm about to say is true, but
Well, don't let that stop you.
I won't. There is conjecture around the Rams that it is this year, maybe if they win the Super Bowl this year, this could be it for
Yeah.
Stafford, and then that McVay might also retire when Stafford retires.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly it's 2 years.
Yeah.
So that too depend if you're a Browns fan, honestly, kind of want the Rams to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
Now,
you
you'd say
do.
I want to pick
Yeah.
32nd, no, but that's a good chance that then your 2 the following year
Yeah.
is going to be a very good 2.
Absolutely.
So you compared to that compensation, I think Verse is better than an unknown 1. You have 2 ones that are kind of a swap in the sense Green Bay was a playoff team, and so that's not an early 1 either. And then you have now a 2 and a 3 versus an aging Kenny Clark, who's still a very good player.
Mm-hmm.
So the haul is actually kind of similar there, and I think because
Yeah.
you know for sure you're getting one guy who is a Pro Bowler, like you're guaranteed you got to get Pro Bowl edge rusher back.
Yeah.
That makes it better to me. I think a lot of people, we need at least 3 ones, and there was the reports, it's 3 ones and Verse. Now, of course, I'd be dance moonwalking, but this I think compensation overall from a Brown standpoint is good. Here's the reality of the situation, and this is an uncomfortable reality. The reality of the situation for the Cleveland Browns is their record this year was not going to be determined largely by the defense.
No.
We've been as good a defense as you could be the last 2 years, and we won 8 games. It was going to be about the offense. That's why Todd Monken is here. That's why you drafted in the first round Fano and Concepcion. Your first pick of the second round was Denzel Boston. You had 10 draft picks. 8 of them are offensive players.
Yep.
It's just about the offense. And so, yes, is Jared versus Myles Garrett? No, he's not. Guess what? Nobody is. Michael Parsons isn't Myles Garrett.
No, he's not. No.
Nobody is. Myles Garrett is singularly great. So you are not better immediately, but I think from a defensive standpoint, the step down in terms of your overall what is going to lead this franchise to wins in 2026 has not changed all that much. You should still be a really good defense.
You and I have had this talk off air, and I think it's even crept on air a little bit. It's a harder talk for you and I because we're in the building, but the reality is that as much as we love the Hoff, who, by the way, is in my home state right now and is this
I
week
know.
taking a yoga class from my cousin. That's happening.
That's unbelievable.
That's been set up. That's done.
He loves the yoga. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
She's teaching it at this resort that the Hoff is going to, and I said, "Where are you staying?" He told me, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I text my cousin. She's going to be there, so he's taking a yoga class for my cousin
fantastic.
Jake.
Small world.
In Montana, so tiny small world. But this is the brutal part of it. If you are the best left tackle to ever play the game, the amount of wins that you, and Joe's even acknowledged this, the amount of wins that you can lift a team to is minimal.
That's right.
If you are the best defensive end to ever play the game, and perhaps Myles is, he's in the conversation right now, certainly on that trajectory. Another 4 or 5 more years, you're going to make that argument. There's only so many wins that you can pull it to. If you don't have the quarterback sorted or the complementary pieces, at least offensively, to lift a quarterback to where you can go, it's all for naught.
The Browns have gone to the playoffs twice since you and I have been doing this together.
Yeah.
Browns have gone to the playoffs twice since you and I have been doing this together, and I've been doing this without you. The only 2 times the Browns went to the playoffs, Baker Mayfield from week 7 on threw 20 touchdowns with 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And then in 2023, Joe Flacco comes in and throws for 300-plus yards in every single game that he started at quarterback, and it was on kind of a crazy heater. And, of course, there were pick sixes, and all those things came to roost in the playoffs. But it was because our offense was cooking.
Yeah.
It cooked in 2020 with Bake, and then it cooked again with Joe Flacco in 2023. Those are the years we went to the playoffs. Our defense has, for the most part, honestly, been pretty darn good throughout.
Yeah.
Now, you could say the Joe Woods era was maybe not as good as the Jim Schwartz era. Fair. The Jim Schwartz era also had 8 wins in 2 seasons.
That's right.
With us being elite.
That's exactly right.
It's an offensive league.
Yep.
And so the way I look at it is that was the whole priority of the offseason. Free agency and trades were all about the line. The draft was about the line as well as getting these guys at the wide receiver position that really can make a difference for your football team. And you're there. And so this team's going to go. Todd Monken, he's sitting right there if he would join us, which I don't think he can at this moment.
Probably wise not
if he did. There was a moment earlier. So we did before this. I as emceed it as I do, and Monken comes up and he said, "I didn't really have that much to say." And then he's like, "Hey, I'll take a couple of questions." And I'm like, "Oh man, is somebody out there gonna do it? Are they gonna ask him about Myles?" Nobody did. Fortunately, he gave a couple great answers, but I was like, "Oh man, this could get interesting really quickly here." I don't even know what I was rambling about. Nonetheless, this team is going to go, and the reason Todd Monken is here is to get this offense going, and this team's going to go by its offense.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the situation. It is unfortunate, and for Browns fans, I feel for you, and I feel for the greatness of Joe Thomas and Myles Garrett, that their greatness, their singular greatness, they are both starters in the ultimate game, in my opinion, or at least they're on the
team.
They're on the team. Myles is for sure a top 4 defensive end of all time, and Joe Thomas is a top 4 tackle of all time.
Yep.
Period. It didn't translate to success. And so for Joe Thomas, turned down a Super Bowl ring. That's the reality of the situation. And that's why I say that's the difference between those two situations. Joe Thomas, Peyton Manning called Joe Thomas, and I've actually heard a lot more about this story up there, and threatened to do all kinds of crazy stuff if he needed to get Joe Thomas to say yes to the trade or to force the Browns to trade Joe Thomas. Myles Garrett, then Joe, you put his head into Pretzel. You'd be living, in was it Cherry Hill out there? How are we doing? Are we still hot? Okay. All right. Let's go.
Bars.
Let's go.
I like the fit, though, today. It's a good fit.
We're going to get back on the horse. Got the orange-red van.
He's got the orange RVs. And
I might tee off on this one if it's a commercial break if we time it up.
If we tie it up.
If we tie it up.
Hey,
there's my guy right there. Let's go.
Just go ahead and hit.
Well,
we have a camera on the
So
tee
if we
box.
time this right, I can do the play-by-play as you head down there. I think you guys are
next group.
I think you guys are waiting.
Yeah.
You guys are next up waiting. So
Austin Barber, not a bad golf swing there. A little left, but not a bad golf swing.
A little bit of room. Sit down. Oops a daisy. Oops a daisy. Oops a daisy. Oops a daisy. That's all right. That's all right. We had a great one with we had a great one where Gibbe goes, boy, that sounded great. And I said that was the Bo Bishop swing when Jack Nicklaus was watching. It sounded great, and just pray to God Jack didn't see where it landed. Our guy was on the top of the hill over there. Over there for it.
A few 100 yards wide to the right.
Yeah, I don't know if you could. These trees are pretty big. I'm not sure you could attack from over there. So yeah, that's the way that goes. But so
Joe, listen, we put it. Joe, that meant something to Joe.
Yes.
And by the way, I don't blame Myles Garrett one bit for wanting to win a Super Bowl.
No.
It's unfortunate that it hasn't. We have not been able to put it here around him to be able to do that, and that he felt he needed to go pursue it elsewhere. But he's going to a team that, quite frankly, my father, nerd. Why did it have to hurt the 49ers? That's what Pedro's initial reaction was. But then he said Pedro thought that he felt like we got a release. He's like, you guys got. He said Jared versus a stud. He said you guys got a good haul. So he was pleased with that, and he's not pleased with many things. But I think that's at the end of the day, that's the difference. You have one of the greatest to ever do it who said, no matter what, I'm staying here. And you had one of the greats to ever do it who said, you know what, I've accomplished all I can individually. I've given, all I can to this organization, and I am 30. And I don't think that he's a guy – I don't think he's wired like Julius Peppers. I don't think he's a guy who's going to play till he's 40.
I think Myles' interests off the field are immense. I mean, just look at his off-season routines through these years. He's in Japan for a month. Like that,
They could win the Super Bowl this season. The Rams could have a mass exodus of human beings.
They really could. Yeah, they could. So this is look, when you trade someone of this level of talent, there are a lot of layers to it.
Oh.
And there's the compensation that you're getting back, and if for you out there, and it's all subjective, do you think that it is worth it? And there is no right or wrong answer. I feel pretty good about it because we got a proven dude who's an alpha, who's going to be in the room, who's going to lead, and I would rather have that than a first-round pick.
I think he's
that I don't know
on his shoulder too.
I would suggest, yeah,
unhappy.
I'm sure. So I would prefer to have that unknown versus the unknown of the pick, because there's been what's the hit rate on first-round picks? 50-50?
Yeah, and then it goes
in there.
down.
I mean, it just
exponentially.
Right. So it's like. I've said this for the longest time, and you can go. There's all the audio of it in the world. Of let's not make too big a deal about the picks, because you got to hit them. You can have all the assets you want. You got to hit on the picks. We don't have to hit on this one. We already did.
Exactly.
You already hit on it.
You already have a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
In 2 seasons, who's considered one of the young stars in the league at the position that you just traded from.
That's right.
So it's a replacement who is younger, cheaper, not as good. He's not on that trajectory yet, but who has been a darn good player in his NFL career.
You have to think about it over the next 2 to 3 seasons is really about as far as you can look out in the NFL anyway. And we had AB on a while ago. That's what he said too. Like he's planning out 2 or 3 seasons. Over the next 2 to 5 seasons, Myles production, Jared Verse production, plus a 1, plus a 2, plus a 3.
Plus $30 million. That can be
right.
2 really good players. That could be 1 great player. That can be 3 really good players.
Think about the questions we still have on the roster in terms of corner, linebacker, some other spots that needed to get shored up. Well, now you can shore those up.
Oh, yeah,
you got space now that you can go do that.
That's right.
You got an ownership group that will spend whatever is necessary to put the best possible team on the field. And so that's part of the calculation of all of this as well.
And we picked up about $3.4 million today on the post-June 1st releases of Joel Bitonio and David Njoku.
Yeah.
So we picked up another 3.4 for this season. But, look, you're going to end up paying Jared Verse. I would imagine Jared Verse is going to be here on another contract. You're going to end up paying him. But for the next 3 seasons, because you'll pick up the 5th-year option on him, and there'll be a big one. But for the next 2 seasons, you're going to have more money to play with on this football team, especially going into 27 and this year, to fill out some of those holes. But I think in the 27, for example, 27 free agency, you're going to have 2 first-round picks in 27. You've got, if my math is right, you got the 2 first-round picks. You're going to have your second-round pick. You've got, do you have a third, and then 3/4? What were the picks that we picked up in 27 were?
For in this deal or for
no. And total of everything that we traded, because we traded in the draft, we picked those up. So we have next year, we have our own picks in rounds 1 through 5 and 7. We have another first from the Rams, and we have 2 more fourths and another 5th from the 2 fourths were the trades with the Giants in 2026 and with the Seahawks. So next year you're loaded. Plus you're going to have a lot of money for free agency as well. And again, I don't think Jared Verse is not Myles Garrett.
No.
It's like when Scott watched the Hulk Hogan documentary. You know what he said to me? He said, Nate, what I took away from it was that Terry Jean Bollea was not Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan was not Terry Jean. And no, Myles Garrett is not Jared Verse, and Jared Verse is not Myles Garrett. But again, for us to win, we have got to be better on offense. Being a great defense has not been enough for us the last 2 seasons.
No.
And we still should be a very good defense.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a Pro Bowler, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year out, Pro Bowler, very good player
very
in.
Good in. Very good
still going to be good there, but it's going to come down to the offense, and we'll see what that looks like. All right, I'm going to go hop down there with the boys
we'll
real
do
fast.
some play-by-play here. As you're walking down there, we'll get the particulars out there. This is the 26th Annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament. It's presented by ServPro in association with Kimberly-Clark Professional Legends, University Hospitals, and it's all at the pristine Firestone Country Club. This event will bring together HSG leadership, Browns coaches, players, alumni, staff, raising funds for the Browns Give Back and the Cleveland Browns Foundation Stay in the Game Attendance Network, a nationwide initiative focused on combating chronic absenteeism. 26 golf foursomes will be joined by Browns personnel for the 18-hole outing, which is ongoing right now. Dr. Z's heading down there to hit amongst luminaries.
I think he just stole JW's golf ball.
Well, I think he'll find it. No, he swings. The golf tournament serves as a Cleveland Browns Foundation's premier fundraising event. Thanks to the continued support. Is he on our tee?
Dr.
Here he
J,
is.
you got a shot.
He's on the tee. He's on the tee. Let's see. Take your time, Coach. You're safe. You're safe. Get a look at it. Timing is beautiful. Oh, he's big. He likes that pull up that sleeve on that back. Kid's got a beautiful swing. He's going to give this thing a rip. Let's see where this baby ends up. Leftish.
Yeah, a little left.
Safe?
I think so.
Safe?
Did it come around to the right a little bit? Where'd it go?
I saw it bomb.
All right.
First cut
All
bomb.
Right.
Just kind of fluff it up a little. Little fluff up.
Winter rules. It's still winter here.
Yeah, just fluff that up. Nice soft placement.
You're
Little
good.
tee. Get a little wind under it. All right, let's see how the boss does here. Boss's outfit today is top notch. I mean, the orange red Vanleys. Oh, that's pretty pristine itself. I don't need to ask if that one's safe. He's dancing. Caddy's dancing.
Is dancing.
That's a beaut. What a beaut. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. They're in great shape down there.
I know we're being serious, but we're also going to have a little fun today too. We have to have a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was awesome. Yeah, so we're out. I mean, normally this is just 2 hours of straight tomfoolery.
That's right.
And as we mentioned, there are a ton of layers to this thing. Let's maybe take a quick break here, and then we'll get back into the Myles component of this. We've got legacy stuff to discuss. There's a lot of layers to this thing, folks. These are your hot topics today. It's presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. The story of the day, reportedly, and we'll know for sure, I would imagine, in about 32 minutes. But according to multiple insiders, the Rams have acquired Browns All-Pro, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. In exchange, the Browns received Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 28-2, and a 29-3. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We are broadcasting live from the Foundation's 26th Annual Golf Tournament, Firestone Country Club. We're brought to you by and presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly. Bet you place your first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, and broadcasting live today out at the 26th Annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament. It's presented by ServPro in association with Kimberly-Clark Professional, Legends, and University Hospitals at the Firestone Country Club in Akron. The news of the day, reportedly, and of course this potentially could become official in about a little more than 28 minutes from now. The Cleveland Browns have traded All-Pro, two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams. In exchange, the Browns receive two-time Pro Bowl defensive end Jared Verse, a 2027 1 and a 28 second and a 29 third. That is the deal. And the Myles part of this, and I guess this is what I was alluding to in the first segment. I was talking about like the emotional push and pull of this.
Yep.
And from a fan's perspective, what Myles has represented, and I would say that it's similar to Joe's, except it was more noticeable for fans because you can see sacks. You can see them. The reality is most NFL fans, and most of us, we follow the ball. Ball goes to quarterback. Ball leaves quarterback's hands. Who does it land in, right? We're not watching a tackle on every play. But the beauty of Myles Garrett being here is when you were watching our defense, you could just watch 95, and he was around the quarterback all the time, and he delivered on all of that. And there are countless incredible memories of his time here. The game that's crystallized to me, and we were there. We took the boys to it. Was the Justin Fields game?
Yep.
With the Bears.
4.5 he had?
4.5.
We had 9 as a team.
Yep, and it was Fields was certainly being sent to slaughter without much protection at all, and I think everybody in Chicago kind of knew that. We didn't know that here, but had appreciated Justin at Ohio State and was curious to see him in that operation. And Myles, 4.5. And I remember I want to say he had 3.5, and the game was well in hand, and we were going to beat traffic, and we heard the roar as we were leaving of him getting the 4.5. And you just that impact that he had in terms of the joy of going down to that stadium and watching a game, he provided a lot of it. And there's so many memories for so many people, and that's what makes these type of decisions. There's the football side, there's the business side, and that's all very real. And then there is the fan side of it. And the reality is that you're losing one of the most important players and one of the best players in the history of a very storied franchise.
Yeah, I mean, from the 1999 on, from the return, it's Joe Thomas and Myles Garrett are the two greatest Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
When you go through the 4 greatest of all time, Jim Brown, Myles, Joe Thomas, and then you have a lot.
It's
then
really
hard. You've got a lot of
Yeah.
very good options.
Yeah, it's
after that,
really tough. Otto
of Graham, Lou Groza.
Yeah, Otto
sure.
would be on it for sure. I don't know. It gets hard, but here's one that I think that you can say. I think he's the best defensive player in the history of the franchise.
Yes.
Because the people that are in that like offensively, we have a longer list of people that are going to be in that conversation. But yeah, he's the one.
Listen, if he continues to do what he does, wins a Super Bowl, and let's say he goes and wins a Super Bowl with the Rams, and continues to be and perform the way that he has performed for a couple more years,
yeah,
there's a good chance he goes down as the greatest defensive player of all time, period.
Well, he's been compared a lot in terms of production to Reggie White, who's kind of the gold standard in production, accolades, all of it. And Reggie White didn't become truly Reggie White until he got to Green Bay and won the Super Bowl. That was the cherry on top of the sundae.
Myles has that already.
And he's got the cherry on, he's got the sundae built.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's just one more thing to put you into that elevated company, but he's in that world as it stands right now. So, yeah, it's a tricky talk. The other thing with Myles too was Myles from a personality standpoint and everything else. There are components to that as well in terms of what you're getting, and the idea of Jared Verse being an alpha, and that's all we heard was that you're getting face of the franchise, follow me to freedom guy coming in, and that has never been Myles' personality. Myles' personality, his leadership wasn't outward. His leadership was watch me do what I do.
So here's an interesting note from Jay Glazer, and Jay Glazer certainly is in the know because we know that he is boys with McVay. So this
Yep.
is coming from McVay. Rams and Browns started talking about the Myles Garrett trade since draft time. There's a part of me that thinks this deal has been done since the draft.
Okay.
That's speculation.
I mean,
that is not scores.
No.
And I'll tell you.
Go ahead. I'll see if you go where I would go.
So
ahead. I bet you do.
One is that we know from Todd, he has not talked to Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's on our side. Two, and I didn't connect this dot at the time, but Jay Glazer says it, so it's not my original thought, but makes more sense. Jay Glazer says, and this is a quote, one of the reasons they selected Ty Simpson in the first round was because they knew they'd be without at least next year's one.
Jeez.
That means this was done at the draft.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to say it again. This is Jay Glazer's words, and I
Yeah.
quote, one of the reasons they selected Ty Simpson in the first round was because they knew, not they thought or they could be, they knew they'd be without at least next year's one.
Yeah.
Rams were hoping to make it all draft capital and fought to not include Jared Verse in the deal in the end, but he was necessary to the Browns.
Yep.
So that part I had right, and I knew that from our side that this deal doesn't happen without Jared Verse.
This makes me think that part of this, certainly everything you're just saying in terms of agreed with the Browns. There's one more point I'll add to that I think will buttress it. But
Great word.
But the other thing I'm thinking about is, because remember at the draft we were trying to think of like if somebody was going to pull off a home run like this to trade for one of the best players in the league, who are the teams with multiple first-round picks? It was the Rams and the Cowboys, and those were the names that are constantly swirling around Myles over the last 2 years, along with Philly. And so, but if Jared Verse was mandatory, then it didn't matter about the Rams' 2 first-round picks, because what the Browns wanted was proven.
They wanted a bona fide
They needed a dude.
stud.
They needed a dude. So, yeah, and just one more, kind of little breadcrumb on the putting all this together that maybe – and I think AB is talking tomorrow. Is that the plan? Potentially. I guess nothing's announced.
He led to that in his
kinda seemed like
statement that there could be a presser tomorrow, which if this deal goes final today, I would expect Verse then availability on Wednesday during our OTA availability.
You'd think.
I would think.
You would think that would be kind of the way that goes.
Yep.
But I remember, we didn't talk about this on air, but I remember even at the stadium launch, and Myles wasn't there. And so now Todd hasn't talked to him. Myles wasn't at the groundbreaking. And you're like, oh, maybe this was. You certainly can follow breadcrumbs.
I mean, this to me feels like Jay
And the
Glazer.
Glazer's basically telling you.
That feels like a line step right there.
Yeah.
I wonder how that was reacted. But I'll say it again. One of the reasons the Rams selected Ty Simpson in the first round was because they knew, K-N-E-W, they knew they would be without at least next year's one.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like this was done, and the fighting was probably about Verse and picks, and the Browns said, you want Myles Garrett? We have the leverage. We want Verse.
This is the price.
This is the price.
Yeah.
Or no soup for you.
Yeah.
So that's I'm glad that just popped up. Good job for you, Paige. It's one of the best 4Us I've gotten in a
4Us
while.
of all time, yeah. The rest get you into trouble, but that one will help us.
Here's Charles Robinson. Some context on the Myles Garrett trade between the Browns and the Rams. I believe the Browns internally think they're one more offseason from completing this build. The defining factor here was effectively netting 3 first-round picks of value for Garrett. Verse is still an ascending young star that carries the value of 2 firsts. The icing was the Browns being able to add another first in 27 to add to their own, giving them ammunition and flexibility should current quarterback room not yield a long-term start, plus the 2, plus the 3. But so this is Ben Solak. It's hard to compare apples to apples with the Myles Garrett deal and the Micah Parsons deal because the Packers had to extend Parsons, whereas the Rams inherited an existing Garrett contract, but the Browns' trade compensation dramatically clears the Cowboys, in my opinion.
Yeah, because of Verse.
So they're saying
he's the difference maker.
Is
like
2 ones.
I think sometimes, and I try to combat it as much as I can. I think sometimes we fall in love with assets and picks and all of these things. And I'm like Gibby in this regard. I'm a show me state guy. Like give me somebody who's performed. you can miss on half the picks. I mean, and sometimes, you miss on more. Like even first rounders, there are no guarantees. This kid's a stud.
Yep.
And now the other side of it is, I mean, how long has Jared Verse been aware of this? Like, obviously,
I don't think Jared Verse was aware of it until today.
Okay. So, obviously, he is probably in an emotional state. He is going from a Super Bowl contender to a team that isn't that right now. Not to say that you can't build to that, but there's a lifestyle component that's in play as well. And so it's going to take him a while, I would think, to get his mind around what just happened here. He probably thought he'd be a Ram for his whole career and never play anywhere else. And he got, a little bit of
He's been a playoff stud for them.
Oh, yeah.
Stud, multiple sacks, touchdowns, all of it. Yeah, I'm sure it's a shock to the system. But I think the Cleveland Browns really believe that with this nucleus that they've put together, last year's draft, this year's draft, versus next year, are going to add 2 more ones into this.
Yep.
Potentially that gives you some flex. You have a lot of stuff that you can move around, maybe try to go after a quarterback if that ends up being necessary. I'm always of the belief, though, like, teams aren't going to necessarily just give quarterbacks up. I think the Browns, and we talked about this, the Browns need either to be, I think, really good and make a playoff run, which people would be thrilled with, and then you're in a little bit of an interesting quarterback situation, but you have young quarterbacks. So that means to me either Deshaun or Shedeur Sanders leads you there, and we'll deal with that. Or you want to be in a spot where you can grab one of these quarterbacks naturally and then add another first-round pick to it. I don't want another season like that. I would like this to be a productive season because I think this is a Cleveland Browns team that just got so much more juice on offense that it's hard for me to see us not being a better football team this year.
Oh, no, of course. Yeah. I mean, and whether it was Myles or now Jared Verse or whomever, whatever success we have this season is going to be dependent on who's taking the ball under center and how high of a level the quarterback plays.
Yep.
I mean, we've got some things we got to see on the offensive line just because it's brand new. So,
Sure.
I mean, there's that part of it. But I've seen enough in OTAs to believe that we have improved exponentially at weapons. I mean,
100%.
through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had weapons like this. We talked about this since the Odell Jarvis run in that. And those guys, by the way, weren't 22.
No.
We have young weapons who are ascending, so you have some real pieces that you can build around there, and if the quarterback gets going, well, now you're onto it. And then as you mentioned, the 27 draft, you have to think of this too, because I've seen a lot of people say, oh, yeah, it's the Rams pick. It's going to be 30th overall. Okay.
32nd, yeah.
But you also have
for the first time in a great while, actual real significant cap flexibility going into the 28th season. And I want to win right now, and I think everybody listening wants to win right now. I certainly want to win. If not now, then I want to win next year. This team needs to be going like this. The arrow needs to be up 28-29 into this new stadium. I mean, it just is. That's just the reality of the situation. But I think, by the way, Andre Schmidt coming by right now. Andre, show him the best dressed guy in the golf course.
Look at this. What a setup.
No, you got to stand up. You got to let him see.
Let me see that slack. That's a slack.
Look at that with pleats. That's back.
Oh, is that a Jason Day Malbon pant? It's got that flow to it.
It does. How are you hitting it? He's been really some good work in the sim. Oh, baby. Okay. All right, let's go, Schmidt.
You know what I like about this look? Brown, white, brown, white.
Oh, no, it's very clean.
This is all
thought out. I said best
out.
dressed. I stopped him.
That's a win right there.
Yes, Dr. J.
Oh, noted fashionista, Dr. J weighing in.
That's right. He's a fashion maven.
He knows.
Well, he knows.
You've seen his fits.
Let's go. All right, we're gonna. Oh, by the way, it's on camera. We will watch it and commentate it.
Z, you should go down there and drive to it with him.
So hit a good one.
Should.
You want me to hit one with him?
Hit one down there.
All right, I'll go with down
That
there.
way we have a little fun too.
I like how when we say, why do you got to go hit, for the first 2.5 seconds you act like we're asking you to do us a favor, as opposed to getting it right. For the first 2 seconds it's always like, oh, you want me to? Are you sure? And then it's like, and then the reality is, what'd I do? No reason to wait on the tee box. What are you pulling out of there? What's the big dog going to eat with? Oh, the Mach head cover's ready. Oh, I love that shaft. That's a delight. A little Callaway going out there. All right, we get Free swing with Dr. Z.
I was going to say, do they understand that they get a free swing with Dr. Z?
I think they're going to be open to it. Now the question is this a group that needs it? Is this a group that needs it? That's the first.
How good is Schmidt hitting it?
Yeah, that's safe.
Yep.
That's safe as can be there, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't
pointed
see
here.
the land.
Well, we're at a tough angle.
Yeah.
Are we safe? I mean, it seems like he's down there in a pretty good spot.
Oh,
Look at C getting the Miguel stretch.
Dr. J, you getting
Please
this on
tell
camera?
me you're getting
Please
this.
getting this.
Please tell me you're getting this. He's Miguel Angel Jimenez, for God's sakes. He just did the Jimenez stretch. Oh, my gosh. Good night.
I wonder what hole these guys are on.
So it's 1. Yeah, it's a good question,
I wonder what we started on. Because remember, it was a 1:30 tee
that
time.
one is
That's popped up to the center
to the
fielder.
right. Yeah.
Oh, nope. That's a little longer than I thought.
It's
As the
right, though,
caddy
right?
watches it. It's right of the sand.
Did you see it? You saw it land?
No, I watched the caddy watch it.
Okay.
I'm watching the caddy reaction.
That's smarter. Yeah, that's a much smarter setup there.
What does Schmitty got here?
Schmitty's look is just elite. This is such an elite fit.
The
This is what
pants
my
are
kids are
nice.
wearing.
Like
They're
what?
back. They're back.
Really?
Like all that baggy stuff's back with the pleats and all that. The boys are wearing this stuff now.
Okay.
They're all jacked up about it. It's that Jason Day Malbon look. I don't think those are Malbons, but that's kind of the look. All right, let's see what we get here out of Schmitty. Ooh. Oh. I think you're going to like that. Oh, he's safe. He's in. We're happy.
He's dancing. The caddy's dancing.
He's dancing.
All right, caddy's dancing.
Yeah. Was it headed for that bunker?
Yeah, I felt like it. He kind of jumped out of the way. Oh, look at this stretch. Have to have the dramatic stretch here.
Oh, now we're getting a golf tip. He's doing a golf tip.
Can't do this anywhere else, gentlemen.
He's doing a golf
You guys
tip.
can use his shot, except when he puts it in the beach.
So here,
There we go.
Gibby from the cheap seats.
That's right.
He's mocking him.
Hey, I don't get to play, so I'm going to mock him every chance I get.
I think he's going to clutch up here.
I know
he's
he
hitting
is.
his own. He's hitting his own driver. This is going to be bombed. Oh, that's bombed.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah, is
oh,
he right?
He's right.
But that guy's excited down there. I think we got a winner.
All right. I didn't know where it was.
I couldn't tell. Totally safe.
Oh, hold on. There's a ringer.
Oh gosh, there's a ringer too.
There's a fourth one.
Oh my goodness gracious! How many guys are
Having
in this?
6 tries at this.
Z's down there, way down there. Is he by the? Is he in the bunker or is he? That one I see.
Yep. Welcome to Gibbsland.
Yeah, that one's going to get a little left, a little hopped up. Sometimes it happens.
You hate to see it.
What is the? 'Cause my perception is always screwed up on when we're at this thing. How far do you think it is to the front of that fairway from here?
That's I don't
Is that like
know.
a 150?
Well, I see
125?
blue stakes right where it starts to turn if you go to
Oh
the
yeah,
left.
yeah, I see it.
And that's 200 out.
So that's 200 out. Okay. Boy, look at where the tips are here when they play for real.
Oof.
Oh my God.
No, thank you.
Jeez.
I have a hard enough time.
That is forever, dude.
Yeah.
That is forever. Forever.
Golf lesson continues.
Golf lesson. Oh, there it is. That's amazing. That's so good. That is so good.
All right. Want to get a little
beautiful.
break?
Well, I want to see whose ball they're playing.
Okay.
Hey, Z, your ball? They playing your ball? Yeah. Playing the kids' ball.
All right.
Playing the kids'
All
ball.
right. So he was close to the sand then, because they're marked.
Yeah, he's down on the.
He's-
But you got the caddy down there. My guess is this is going to be first cut, nice fluff. First cut, nice fluff, Gibby.
Why not?
Might as well tee it up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the Tiger Woods heartbeat.
Yeah, I love that one.
Fluff that up and let's go.
Very busy day out here, obviously, and having a little fun amidst one of the biggest trades in the history of the franchise.
That's right.
The Rams have acquired two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett. In exchange, the Browns receive two-time Pro Bowl defensive end Jared Verse, a 2027 first, a 28 second, and a 29 third. The backdrop for all of this, the 26th annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament, is presented by Serve Pro in association with Kimberly Clark Professionals, Legends, and University Hospitals. It's all at the pristine Firestone Country Club. The event will bring together HSG leadership, Browns coaches, players, alumni, staff to raise funds and awareness for Browns Give Back and the Browns Foundation Stay in the Game. It's an attendance network, a statewide initiative focused on combating chronic absenteeism. 26 golfers are out there. Cleveland Browns personnel, front office, ownership. Golf Tournament serves as the Browns Foundation premier fundraising event. Thanks to the continued support of the Browns corporate partners and community supporters, the tournament has raised more than $4.3 million since its inception. For the ultimate Browns gear at the Browns Pro Shop, Fanatics Experience right next to Huntington Bank Field. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, collectibles, exclusive merch you're not going to find anywhere else. Shop in-store or online at shop.clevelandbrowns.com. The Browns Pro Shop, official merch for true Browns fans. Second hour of the program, continued reaction, and potentially this becoming official, this trade that is so widely reported. That can happen here in the next 6 minutes. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Valley Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly. Second hour, Cleveland Browns Daily, broadcasting live at the 26th Annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournaments presented by ServPro in association with Kimberly-Clark Professionals, Legends, UH, and it's all at the pristine Firestone Country Club. The event's going to bring HSG leadership, Browns coaches, players, alumni, and staff to raise funds and awareness for the Browns Give Back and the Cleveland Browns Foundation Stay in the Game Attendance Network, a statewide initiative focused on combating chronic absenteeism. There are 26 foursomes out on the golf course. The golf tournament serves as our premier fundraising event thanks to continued support of the Browns corporate partners, community supporters. The tournament has raised more than $4.3 million since its inception. The players are out there, and of course, the news of the day, the news of the year, and quite frankly, one of the biggest trades in the history of the Cleveland Browns and one of the bigger ones in recent NFL memory has reportedly been consummated today. The Cleveland Browns have traded two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year and All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams. The compensation reportedly is for two-time Pro Bowl defensive end Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 28 second, and a 29 third. So that is the scenario on the news of the day in the National Football League, and the Cleveland Browns at the center of it. There are now the Cleveland Browns with 2 first-round picks in the highly anticipated 2027 NFL Draft. We have our pick. We also have the Rams pick. The Jets have 3. They have their own, the Colts pick, and the higher of the Packers and Cowboys pick. So those are the 2 teams that are going to be massive power brokers. There's about a billion ways to look at this. Z and I talked about this a lot in the first hour of the program, first half hour exclusively, really the whole first hour now that you think about it. But there are a lot of layers to this thing, right? There's the emotional toll as a Browns fan of for a great many of you. Maybe you've lost your favorite player today, and I get that. And I'm sure that there are kids out in the area that are having a hard time understanding what happens, and that's part of it, and it's one of those things that's very real. Go ahead, Garrett.
No, my sister already texted me. She goes, you owe your nephew a phone call tonight. He would like an explanation.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think
it.
so your nephews, like, my kids, like,
Yeah, he's a 7th grader.
they don't,
Yeah.
you don't understand the business of it. You don't understand all of it. But, and so I empathize with that part of it. And the contributions that Myles Garrett has had on the field here have been extraordinary. And 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's probably the best defensive player in the history of the franchise. In order to do something like that, though, the get back has to be great. And I do believe that this get back is great. When you think about a 27-1, a 28-2, a 29-3, and then a 2-time Pro Bowl defensive end in Jared Verse. Go ahead, Gibbe.
I believe from Siciliano it says official. We are official.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, you had to wait for 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
sure.
So it happened, it looks like 30 seconds ago, the Cleveland Browns on social, we have traded Myles Garrett to the Rams for Jared Verse and 3 future draft picks. So that is now official in the league. And so there you go. How'd you do?
That was another good one again. Left up just into the down the fairway on the left side, kind of like the first one.
Is that there? Are they hitting it up there?
Yeah.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Boy, Jinx hit a bomb too. So
Big. Too bad we didn't have the footage of it.
too bad we don't have the video of it.
It'd be people would be like, how can one person be so good at so many
It's
things?
so many things. A great many things.
Many things.
Great
Yeah.
many things. Yeah. Welcome back, buddy, for the audience who's just joining us here in the second hour of the program. The blockbuster now official. The trade has been compensated, and Jared Verse is a Cleveland Brown. Myles Garrett is an L.A. Ram. Scooby-Doo and the friends with the breadcrumbs.
Well, right now I think we're going to pull somebody's mask off, and he's going to say, I would have gotten
Oh,
away
yeah.
with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
Like, I think it's right there. Like, yeah, there were a ton of breadcrumbs that lead you to believe that this thing has been maybe pretty close to consummated for a long time, and then the Verse component was maybe the sticking point.
Yeah, so that was the haggle, and obviously that got resolved at the earliest point that it could have gotten resolved, which is today is the earliest that this trade could have gone down, and it did. So this is one of those – it's an interesting one. And if that is true, and I'm sure that we'll find out, and it
Maybe we will.
Jay Glazer said it's true.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. He's pretty plugged in there.
He's Sean McVay's workout buddy.
That's right. I'm pretty sure that's no.
No, that is
Yeah.
right. And he
Yeah,
said
that's
they
true.
knew they
Yeah.
would not have their one. So that explains a lot of why there's been no talk with Myles.
Yeah.
why he hasn't been here, even though he was here for, Cavs games. Because he knew he was going to be a Ram.
Yep.
And, again, top 4 player in franchise history, I think it's fair to say.
10. That's tough. If you go way back, I mean, he's certainly in. He's there. I mean, he's in that group. I mean, you do all-time Browns.
He's a top 10.
You're talking about arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, and are on a very, very short list. Arguably the greatest left tackle of all time, are on a very, very short list. The greatest football player maybe ever, are on a very, very short list in Jim Brown.
Yep.
And then there's a bunch. And yes, Myles is certainly there. I mean, historically he's there. But I mean, you think about Motley, Groza, all of those that have been. I mean,
there's
chance so many, but he's certainly there. He's certainly there, and certainly the most decorated. You could argue without question, most decorated. How many years does it end up being here for him?
Since 2017.
Was it 9 seasons or 10? By the time all is said and done.
9, I think. You have to get verified, I'm sure.
Let me figure out that I'm a human. Yeah, I am. Guess what?
So he's in the 17 draft, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 25. So 9 seasons. As good as first 9 seasons as anybody since Jim Brown and Joe Thomas.
Myles Garrett is a
Otto's probably there too, first 10 seasons.
7-time Pro Bowler. He is a 5-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time second-team All-Pro. He is 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's been a top 5 vote-getter in Defensive Player of the Year in 4 straight seasons. He has led the league in tackles for loss each of the last 2 years. He had 22 and then 33. He has had at least 14 sacks in 5 straight seasons. That's never been done before. He has had at least 10 sacks in 8 straight seasons. That's never been done before. And last year set the single-season record with 23 sacks. I mean, he is on a pace that he has an opportunity,
absolutely,
depending on how long he plays. And I think that's one of the things that you just don't know the ultimate answer to. Like Reggie White, who you talked about earlier, played until he was 39 years old and was a first-team All-Pro and a Defensive Player of the Year at the age of 37. Does Myles Garrett play 7 more seasons? I don't know that.
Who knows, yeah.
But if he does, and he continues on the trajectory at which he is currently going, he will likely go down as the best defensive player of all time and the best pass rusher of all time. He's singularly great. I mean, he truly is. And that's a big loss. But I think as you look around the league and the manner in which people who cover this league, and we're not going to really truly know what it ultimately is going to end up, how it ultimately plays out, is that a lot of people think that the Browns did very, very well.
I saw Charles Robinson with a tweet earlier today, and by the way, he's out at Yahoo, but he's so good. I mean, he's going to land quickly. One of the most respected guys you're ever going to find. But I saw him with a tweet this morning about, because they were doing the compensation comparison between the Parsons deal and this deal and all of that, and it buttressed one thing I said earlier in the show where it said, look, Parsons was 26 at the time of the deal.
Right, which is different.
Which is different than 30.
Yep.
And by the way, the compensation is equal to in those 2 deals.
Yeah.
Now, Mike is not quite the player that Myles is, maybe, but he's also 4 years younger.
Yeah.
And that's a real component. And to your point, and I think it's on point. You have no idea what Myles Y is going to be 4 years from now. It's hard to know.
I think it's wise to win a ring. I think it would not shock me at all if he wins a ring and then says, I'm good.
Yeah. He doesn't strike me as, you mentioned Julius Peppers, Reggie White, like a 20-year – it doesn't strike me as a 20-year NFL guy.
No. I think it's –
I think his interests are varied off the field. He's got a bunch of them. There's a lot of things he's interested in. And so, I think that tracks.
So one more note on Verse. He's got 99 pressures over the last 2 seasons. Only Micah Parsons, 119, and Myles Garrett, 109, have more over that span. That's the thing. You're getting a bona fide stud. He has not put up the sack records or the sack numbers yet that Myles. He has 12 sacks in his career. I mean, that's what it is. But he has been disruptive. He has been recognized, obviously, by the league, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and then Pro Bowl each of the last 2 seasons. And he's one of those. He's an initial Pro Bowler. He's not. We're gonna pop you onto the team.
No. He made it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's not like some of the quarterback stuff through the years where you're out of guys.
Right.
No. He made it, and deservedly so. So, no, you're getting, and that's why I like this from the. Nobody ever wants to. You draft a player. I think every fan, you draft a player, they become great, and they play for your team, and you reach the ultimate pinnacle of success, and they're forever your guy. There aren't that many of those.
Nope.
Peyton Manning played for 2 teams. Peyton Manning, the most decorated player, regular season player, in quarterback in NFL history, Super Bowl champion in Indy, was traded.
Yeah.
He was traded. Now, there's an injury component to it, but he was still traded. And then he went to Denver, and he won another one, and he won MVP, and maybe he had the greatest season in NFL history. And so there aren't many guys who do what Joe did. One team, entire career, no matter how great they are. Look at the 2 guys we just mentioned, Reggie and Julius. How many teams did Julius Peppers end up playing for? 3 at least.
Carolina, Chicago, Green Bay. I can think of off the
For
top of
sure.
my head.
Yeah, for sure. Those 3. Maybe that was it. Reggie White played for 2. I mean, it's rare. I mean, the Aaron Donald is the anomaly.
Reggie White played for 3 at the
Oh,
age of.
boy. Can I get it?
Go for it. At the age of 39, he retired and then unretired at the age of 39 in the year 2000. In the year 2000 to play for?
In the year 2000. Do you remember it once you read it? Did you
Nope.
remember it or no?
Absolutely not.
I would assume it would have been for a title. Would it have been the Tennessee Titans?
It's a team that it's
like
a team
back home in Tennessee?
Nope, it's a team that Julius Peppers also played for.
Carolina?
Came out of retirement in 2000, played for Carolina Panthers. I have no recollection of that at all.
None.
No
way. I got nothing on that. So
Reggie White, this is crazy. Reggie White in 98 at 37 has 16 sacks and wins the Defensive Player of the Year and retires. 98, did the Packers win the Super Bowl that year?
no,
I
think they
did
lost.
not.
They lost to Denver.
They had won in 96.
They won in 96.
Yep.
They won in 96, lost in 97 to Denver. Probably didn't even play for it in 98.
He retires, he retires in 99 and comes back in 2000. Has 5.5 sacks at the age of 39. 5.5 sacks, and that's it. And then calls it a career.
Yeah. So the reality is there's a business of the league, and the sweet spot is finding the time where you can find a way for everybody wins. And I think, from Myles' perspective, I'm sure this is a win.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to a Super Bowl contender that is as all in as we've seen a team be all in a while. The only thing separating the Rams, but now we have this extra component of it with the Glazer information, was just the pick of Ty Simpson. That was the only thing that didn't make sense with them. But now that we know the backstory of that from the Glazer report that you referenced, that they knew they were going to have their one, then back is a dude.
Yep.
You don't have to say, well, I hope we hit on it. So oftentimes you're trading for assets and you're like, this is great, but you got to hit on it. You don't know where the picks are because the way the draft works out, it's based on how you were the previous season. So you have no idea how good those picks are going to be. For example, like even the pick we acquired this year from Jacksonville, I didn't think it would be that low.
No.
I didn't think Jacksonville was going to have that season. I thought we'd be picking in the mid-teens.
Yeah.
That's probably what I thought. So you just have no idea how teams are how they're going to be. Now, certainly feel like the Rams are going to be really good next year, and they should be. But they do have an an older quarterback, and it's a lot on him. If Matthew Stafford goes down with an injury, that pick might end up being just fine.
Absolutely. Isn't it wild how the league values certain draft picks, though? Because Travis Hunter was traded in essence for Mason Graham, Quinshon Judkins, and Casey Concepcion.
Yeah.
2 1s and an early 2.
Yep.
Now, there are people who I have seen who say that if Jared Verse was made available on the open market right now, he would fetch 2 1s, and so that's how they feel like the Browns got the 3 1s in this deal for Myles Garrett, plus a 2 and a 3.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 1.5 or a 1+, which it
Yeah.
is because he is good,
Yeah.
and he's been good in the NFL. Like, you know that. It's fascinating. It's a blockbuster. I can tell you, when I woke up this morning, this is not what I expected today to be about at all.
Well, no.
And then I got a text from somebody that we've had on our program who was clearly plugged in and said, "This is happening,"
buckle up.
and it happened.
Yeah, there's so it's a lot to it, and then that the
Well, if we're just going to have bombs today.
Oh, God.
Sorry to interrupt.
oh geez,
The Eagles are officially trading
A.J.
A.J. Brown to
to
the
the
Patriots
Patriots.
for a 2028 first-round pick.
A
And
28.
A 28 first-round pick and
Wow.
a 27 fifth-round pick.
Not a 27.
Not a
1.
27
We
one.
have more picks in 27 than anybody.
yeah, in a loaded
And
draft.
what is supposed to be a loaded draft. Again,
Yeah.
I got to say this again. At the draft this year, there were 3 picks that were made. Is that Hanford's group?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's top
The
dog.
top
right
dog.
There. Top dog's on there right now.
Hanford. What tees are those, Hanford? Those must be the Legends tees.
I mean, I tell you what, I go up there, Hanford. By the
You
way,
hit wherever you want, Hanford.
you're the
You're
boss.
the top dog.
You're the top. I'd go up there. By the way, this is now the second from that fairway that is over on the left rough here. So that's only about 175 right.
Where?
Guy
Oh.
from back there just ended up in this creek over here.
That is wild.
Yeah, they wanted to put us down lower.
Oh my God!
No,
I
we'd
think
be
we
under
would have been in the
siege.
firing range.
Let's see what the top dog can do here.
Do you
Top
need-
dog
do you
wanted
need
those
to go
extra. He
swing?
wanted
I think
those
so.
extra 10 yards.
I think I'm going to go. He wanted them, yeah.
I think you should go
This
hit.
Yeah,
might-
you need to go
This
hit
might be
with-
a group. We'll see. Let's see how they do. Hanford, he loves the game.
He's given it's a long look at it
It is a long look at it.
for the top dog.
Here he is now, Hanford Dixon. Over the ball.
I think this guy's clutch. I think this is
Yeah,
gonna be.
he's an athlete.
I think this is going right down the middle.
He looks a little bit like Sir Charles right there.
He does. Professional, safe.
Oh, baby.
Safe.
Hey.
Hey!
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
All
Right in the short stuff. Right in the short stuff for the top dog. Go down there and hit a bomb. Give him a bomb. Give him a bomb for the kids.
I noticed that every time Zagordo goes over this, by the way, it gets a little slower and a little bit. Only
Well, that's
because
a
like
decent
it is,
drop.
it is a consequence.
Where is your stick? Is it in the? It's there.
Just on the ready.
Yeah, it's too bad. You need just leave it down there. Then you can exit this way.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, this
I
way is
think-
not a good idea to exit. Okay.
Well, actually, yeah, you right here.
Yeah, because you just walk off the grass down. That's the way I exited.
That's how JW came up.
Yeah, that's right.
We do need to get a break in at some point here. Maybe.
Well,
after this.
we will describe this, and then maybe we'll grab one for you there, Gibbe.
That's fine.
Get you a little
We
break.
have 5 left, but
That's
who's
fine.
counting?
You're safe. You're safe. We get it's,
Dr. J's got it.
of all. I'll tell you this: of all of the Browns Foundation golf outings we've had, and we've had a bunch, this is the one we're going to remember, buddy, because we've never had one quite like this.
Nope. You got that right.
We're gonna-
Who's that gentleman?
We've had the great Cole. We've had the great Cole doing things. I think they might want. I think you're going to want the Dr. Z shot on this one. Is what it seems to me. Is he's eyeing it. Now you're going to. Yep. There's that shoulder, the right shoulder sleeve tug there. Just give it a little room to breathe. Here he is standing over it. Couple of waggles, and then a big whack. And that's going to be the ball they're going to play, kids. That's your dream ball right there. I mean, that's got to be dancing. I'm looking for the caddy to dance. I haven't seen it dance yet. Oh, home run. Yep, we're safe. Safe on the shorts. Well done. That was a beaut.
Where'd you go?
No, he's good. Left side, fairway, short stuff. No, Tequila's here. What a treat to see you. That was a bomb. Yeah, that was a
Come
bomb.
up on this side. It's a lot easier. All right.
Yeah, they needed it. Very useful. Yeah, that was way, way down there. Yeah, that was a beaut right there, brother. Good job out of you. Good job out of you. And we're broadcasting the 26th Annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament presented by Serve Pro in association with Kimberly-Clark Professionals, Legends at University Hospitals of Firestone Country Club. The event, which is taking place today, is going to bring HSG leadership, Browns coaches. We've seen Monk bouncing around out here, players, alumni, staff to raise funds and awareness to the Browns Give Back and the Cleveland Browns Foundation Stay in the Game Attendance Network, a statewide initiative focused on combating chronic absenteeism.
He's driving all around the course, and he wants to talk to every single group. I think that's very cool of Todd.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take a quick time out and continue to react to the news of the day in the sports world and certainly the news of the day in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett goes to Los Angeles. Jared Verse is now a Cleveland Brown, the two-time Pro Bowler. In addition to that, a first-round pick in 27, a loaded NFL draft, and also a 2 in 28 and a 3 in 29. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Valley Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly. Future Browns, join the Browns June 15th through the 17th, Cross Country Mortgage Campus, our annual youth football camp. It's 9 a.m. to 1 each day. Grades 2 through 8. Learn the game, compete, and meet the entire 2026 rookie draft class, which is a good one. You can do that on day one. Lock in your spot today at browns.com/youthfootball. We are broadcasting live at the 26th Annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament presented by ServPro in association with Kimberly-Clark Professionals, Legends UH, and we're all at the pristine Firestone Country Club. 318s here?
318s here, yeah. North, south, and west. We're playing the south, which is the famed south. Tiger Woods won 8 times here.
And what is have you played all 3?
I've only played this one.
So a lot of my buddies are members
and
say that the north is the
super
one that's
fun. Water,
fun.
Yeah. This is long. It is straight. It is tree-lined. It is demanding. It is a lot of elevated approach shots. It is tough greens. This is not an easy golf course at all.
I can only see. This is my first time out here. I can only see the holes that are here. So I see 1, 9, 10, and 18. But it reminds me from an approach, from a second shot perspective, it reminds me a lot of Muirfield in that it is target and it is protected, it is bunkers, it is elevated, it is all those things.
Yep.
There isn't anything where you're going to roll it up to the green here.
No.
Like you better land it on it.
And what's amazing about it is you mentioned so 1, 9, 10, 18, 17, 16 are all right here up and back.
Yeah. So,
but historic. I mean, you walk up here and you see those plaques. Those are all the tournament winners. There have been major tournaments here, and some actual majors, but there have been major professional golf events here for 80 years, right?
Yeah, since the 50s.
Yeah, 80 years.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's and the fact that they're not getting any more. I mean, you see down there, you see the World Golf Championships, the Bridgestone, you see the
Miguel Angel won last year.
Senior players, and of course the College Championship the last couple of years. So yeah, that's it. So it's a beautiful place, and the cause is a beautiful one as well.
Yep.
In terms of what's being benefited here, this is the Cleveland Browns Foundation's premier fundraiser. Continued support is always so much appreciated. So far, raised $4.3 million since its inception, and all of those proceeds go to the Browns Give Back. The Cleveland Browns Foundation, Stay in the Game. It's an attendance network, a statewide initiative focused on combating chronic absenteeism. So this is always one of our favorite days of the year. Normally we are loaded with all sorts of guests and luminaries and all of those things and have a little bit of fun because of the news of the day in the National Football League, which is now official, has been official here for the last half hour or so, that we have traded Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams for Jared Verse and 3 future draft picks. Those draft picks include a 1 in 27, a 2 in 28, and a 3 in 29 Gibbe.
We have a statement from our owner if you'd like me to read it.
I would love it, yeah.
Myles Garrett has been the best player on our team and one of the best defensive players in the history of the game since we drafted him in 2017. His legacy is immense, and we could never adequately articulate our appreciation for how he played the game and for being the best player he could be for the Cleveland Browns over the last 9 years. He has left a deep imprint on our franchise with our fans and with the Dog Pound. Clearly, this was not an easy decision, particularly with Myles, because we've watched him come into our organization and grow like a member of our family. Trading Myles was never our intent, but we also recognize that certain opportunities demand serious consideration, and we believe this is the right move for our team. Adding a young defensive star like Jared Verse, along with valuable draft assets, are necessary to strengthen a talented young core and align with the youth of our team. Our goal continues to be building a consistently winning franchise that our fans in this region deserve, and we believe this move creates the best path towards that. We met with Myles on Saturday and told him we are extremely grateful for all that he contributed to our team and to our community, and that he will always be a Cleveland Brown. We look forward to welcoming him back at the appropriate time and wish him and his family only the best. That's an official statement from D and Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
As I think we've talked about it all day. I mean, it's mixed. You're going to have emotions all over the place. My favorite part of the get back here is you get a known, and you got a 2-time Pro Bowl defensive end who's coming your way, who's 25 years old, and certainly production wise, it's not there where Myles has been, because nobody in the history of the sport has been there where Myles has been to start his career from a production standpoint. But a big time player, face of the franchise, alpha is the word you hear about Jared Verse over and over again. Like, just leader, compete, follow me to freedom, all of those things. So a lot of positives with Jared Verse. And now you also have you have the second most first-round draft capital in the 27 draft, which is loaded. But I believe you have the most overall draft capital in the 27 draft. So you can be pretty nimble there if you need to be.
And that's a loaded one. Here's from Jeremy Fowler some notes. Said, quote, Brown's desire for a young ascending pass rusher and Jared Verse specifically shrunk the candidate pool. Per team source, this was a Rams-specific deal because the Rams hounded like Cleveland for a while. Myles Garrett did not request a trade similar to last offseason. Team made the deal because of the trade value. Don't sense that this is a fire sale. Was told a hard no on Denzel Ward's availability, for example.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gibby.
The Browns' picks in 2027, 2 first-rounders, their own second, third, fourth. They also have 2 additional fourths, so they have 3 fourth-round picks. 1 from the Giants and 1 from the Seahawks. They have 2 fifth-rounders. They don't have a 6th. They have 2 sevenths. I wish they could have thrown in a 7th. Because anytime I can get rid of the 7th-round picks, I'm always a happy human.
That's a win. That's a win for you.
That's where we're at. Oh God, that guy. Where's that ball going?
Is it going at us?
What happened? Coming up 10 or 9?
Yeah,
I think he's in the flowers.
I mean, he crushed it.
From like 100 out?
I haven't seen anybody up here this close, and he shot a rocket. I mean,
you get the full array out here, kids. I'll tell you what, this place is pretty sweet. Like,
okay,
just from a veranda. I mean, you got all of this a view to watch, and like, can you imagine like when they had the tournaments here, and you were out here covering it, but
yes.
like the ability to be all over this, and you can see a lot of golf from up here. Very, very cool. I mean, you're able to watch. I mean, your tee shots approach. That's pretty sweet, man.
Oh, yeah. You could see it.
What
all.
holes did you play out here?
So I played 12, which we started on 12 as a par 3. We thought J-Dubs and I hit good shots in there, but we ended up being about 20 feet, and we did not make the putt. Then we played 13, which is a great 440-yard dogleg par 4, left to right. We birdied that one. Then the next one, I hit a good drive to about 60 yards out on 14. We got up and down, birdied that one. The par 3, one of our guys had an unbelievable shot that no pictures on the scorecard, but almost had a hole in one, was the net of it. So we birdied that. And then on 16, which is the great par 5, one of our guys, good drive, we laid up, and then I hit a shot that I would not hit if I was playing my own ball in a scoring situation. But I hit my 5-wood. I have a 5-wood that's on a driver shaft that is my new pet cat. I love that club. And I
5-wood on a driver shaft.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
And I smoked that down the left side, but like it's very narrow around that pond.
Yeah.
If you stay on the left, and then there's ginormous trees, and very low percentage, but we're in a scramble. Why not?
Yeah.
And I hit that to like 40 yards.
Okay.
So we went around the pond, and then we had a perfect, and I chipped it up to like 2 feet, and we made birdie there, and then I drove it on 17, and we hit it to about 10 feet, and they made that birdie as well. So those were the holes that I participated
How
in.
far do you hit the 5-wood with the driver shaft? Like how far do you want to hit it?
I hit it off the deck to 60.
Good grief.
And then my 7-wood that's like 235-ish, which can go so high and soft. It's great. But that 5-wood, it's got a good low spin. That's a good. I should have hit for these guys.
There was a guy. This was about an hour ago, and we were in the throes of the serious breakdowns and such. But he was on the box here, and all 3 of this. You weren't involved at this point, and all 3 of his buddies kind of had it all over the place. And from a look perspective, if I were to say pick one of these guys who's going to pipe it, you would not have picked this
one who
person
piped it.
to pipe it. And he went and he hit it in the vicinity of where yours was there. I mean, it was bombed down there, the left side. And the satisfaction in his face, like the wry smile of
That's
like,
good.
that's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
You needed me, and here I am.
And here I am. That's exactly where I am. And they were way, way, way down there. So this is fun. It's a fun day. It's a different tone for us, obviously, with the news of the day. And so but we've tried to mix in a little bit of fun along the way with what has been a very serious blockbuster day in the National Football League. Not just our deal, but the A.J. Brown deal consummated by the Patriots and the Eagles. And so you have that happening as well. Dr. Z, go ahead
the
quickly.
Eagles did not get a 27 first.
They did not. That's how valuable that 27 draft is. All right. So much more to come. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, broadcasting live at Firestone at the Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament. And broadcasting live today from the pristine Firestone Country Club, just south of
It's in great shape.
Akron. It's in spectacular shape. I think, these guys know what they're doing, obviously, around here, but a lot of them are. They had all of that rain, and then you just have this dry, breezy, low 70s, pristine weekend that
Browns legend Brian
falls pretty
Brennan.
well. There he is. There he is. He's ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
We're here because the 26th annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament is presented by Serve Pro in association with Kimberly Clark Professionals, Legends, and University Hospitals. And, of course, we are, as I mentioned, at Firestone Country Club. HSG leadership, of course, here. Haslam Sports Group, Browns coaches, players, alumni, all sorts of folks. The Great Z is here, as has been articulated. It's all to benefit the Stay in the Game Attendance Network statewide initiative focused on combating chronic absenteeism. Raised already $4.3 million thanks to our incredibly, our great partners and everybody, of our corporate partners and community supporters as well. So always a fun day. Today was different than all of what we've had. You were down hitting, and Gibby and I were lamenting, we've had so many fun things, like, Cole calling his shot, and then you putting it on as well. We've had all sorts of fun at the various outings that we've had. This one a little different because you have blockbuster news in the NFL, and we're in the middle of it with the trade of Myles Garrett today for Jared Verse, coming back for a 1, a 2 in 28, a 1 in 27, and a 3 in 29. So a different tone today than we're used to at the golf outing. But
No doubt.
Hopefully we mixed it all in about as best as we could, my friend.
Hello. There we
Hello,
go.
Gibby.
Myles
Hello.
Garrett will address the media tomorrow after Rams practice around 5 p.m. Eastern from
There you go.
Siciliano,
There you go.
along with McVay and Les Snead.
Listen, they're saying we're going for it. This is it. It sounds
It's
like
an
it
LA
might,
move,
It might
buddy.
be all of their last rides.
Yeah, it is an LA move. It is a Lakers move. It is a Dodgers move. It's a Rams move. It's an all-in glamour franchise. You could argue they're the glamour franchise of the NFL since being back to Los Angeles. They're certainly one of them. They are loaded, and I thought they were going to win the Super Bowl last year. They came up a little bit short, and they said, well, we're going to go all in. And they are as all-in as can be to win a Super Bowl next year.
No doubt.
There's a great Dr. Voos.
Dr. Voos.
Spoke him early. Great man. Great man.
Oh, this is a pretty loaded group here. They got Dr. Voos and Swessinger.
Swash is
Wait,
in there.
where are they coming from?
Great question.
Oh, is that Carson who was going hunting over onto the first
No.
tee?
By the way, in addition to the Browns trade, and then the Eagles just obviously trading A.J. Brown to the Patriots, the Giants signed Odell,
Oh,
and
my, we didn't
Juju
talk about that.
Smith-Schuster, and veteran QB Russell Wilson joined CBS. This
There's
is
a
a
Monday, kids.
the first Monday
We
in
wait,
June.
Gibby, we've lamented months with nothing. Nothing.
Cornucopia.
Well,
you got
yeah.
6 things that you could have done segments on, and all on a Monday.
I don't know about it, how well the last one's going to work out. I don't know how many people want to hear
I
what
think
he has
that's
to
going to
say.
be an unmitigated disaster.
I agree.
I will say this, however. There was the time he was on the Manning cast, and he was actually really good.
You know what? That's a nice recall out of you, and I had forgotten that.
but
and
that was
it's-
real quarterbacks talking ball, which I
actually
dig.
think he would be better as a color analyst because of that.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think he would be. So obviously a big day. We'll have much more on it tomorrow. Going to be a very busy week around here and a busy day tomorrow in Berea. Thank you to all of our corporate support, our corporate partners, our community sponsors and supporters. This has been a fun one. The 26th Annual Cleveland Browns Foundation Golf Tournament, live from Firestone. We are back tomorrow on Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.